My name is Danielle, and this is Trying Matters. If you're looking for a no BS type podcast, this is it. I'm here to help make life fun and interesting and learn right alongside you how to be brave enough to go against the grain. Here, we'll be talking about real challenges and fears that are holding us women back from living our lives to the fullest. So let's shake things up a bit and actually start trying. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the podcast. Today, we are going to be talking about me. Not really, but kind of, a little bit. And hopefully, you guys can relate. As always, I usually talk about things that I'm kind of going through or that somebody that I know is going through. And today, I'm not going to lie to you guys, it's about me. So, also, slight apologies for being a day late on releasing this, just to give y'all a little background on the chaos that's been going on and the reason why we are a day late on launching to this week's episode. If you are listening to this in real time, at the time that I am recording this, it is a few days after my 28th birthday. Woohoo, go me. I'm closer to 30 than I was before. Um, we did some birthday things, and then like the past couple of days I haven't been feeling well. I've been getting these recurring dizzy spells, don't really know what's going on. And then my husband got sick, and then we're constantly chasing after our new puppy. If you guys didn't listen to last week's episode, surprise, I'm a new pup mom. So it's been crazy around here, and recording just did not happen on time. So we are a day late and no dollars short, but here we are. So like I said, this week was my birthday on Tuesday. It is in real time, going to be released on Friday. So if you're listening to this, it's Friday or later. Who knows? Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked here. So anybody who is, in your 20s or closer to 30 than 20 or in your 30s or just older in general, I've always heard this, and I'm always like, forget that. That won't be me. Oh my gosh, I don't celebrate my birthday anymore because I'm old. Now, that I can still say, like, that will never be me. I will always celebrate my birthday. But what I realized was that, like, my birthday came and it didn't feel like my birthday. Like, when you're a kid, it's like this big deal. It's like, oh, it's your birthday. And, oh, we're going to do this special thing and that special thing. And I mean, there are some people who don't do birthdays like super big, but birthdays have always been a big deal in my family. Like, you get your special birthday dinner. Sometimes you'll get like special breakfast in the morning. There's usually a family party, and there's sometimes a friend party too when you're a kid. Maybe it's a combination of both of those in one day. But this is the first year where I'm like, oh my gosh, like, it's a Tuesday and I'm turning 28. Like, it's not a major milestone birthday. It's a random day of the week. And I'm like, well, what the heck am I going to do? Like, this doesn't feel like my birthday. And I had a day where I was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to like treat myself. Went and got my hair done. I'm a little bit more gingery now, which is really fun because I'm trying to be a strawberry blonde over here. Um, Shout out to my girl Jess at Studio KP NOLA. Go check her out. Um, but I did like a little day of pampering, but I was alone. And like something I've learned about myself is I don't do well by myself. I need social interaction. Y'all have heard me talk about this. I can't handle having an entire day being completely by myself without a physical human being around me. So like on days where I am alone, I'm getting out of the house and going to the grocery store, or I'm going for a walk on the lakefront, or a walk around my neighborhood so I can see other human beings and realize like, oh, there's humans out there. I'm not here alone. And if I want to socially interact with them, I can in some capacity. That's me. So my birthday didn't feel like my birthday until the end of the day when I had dinner with my parents and my sisters and my husband. and we had a delicious meal. And that's when it felt like my birthday. I had my people and we celebrated, and I was like, oh, I forget how important social social interaction and like my people are to me in times like this. Because we go through the motions of our day to day, and the things that truly bring us joy, we don't always keep that at the forefront of our mind. So we kind of forget just how much joy we get from, you know, that thing that we love doing that we may not do every day. So, like, my example is spending time with my family. I have always loved doing that, but I live 50 minutes away from my family. So a quick little pit stop at mom and dad's house doesn't happen as frequently as I would like it to. We have to like schedule out far in advance to get together. And there's that sometimes weeks at a time before we actually get together. And it's like, oh my gosh, I forgot how much I miss this, how much I love this, how much I get from this. And that's what that was. I was like, oh my gosh, now I feel like it's my birthday. I'm with my people. I love my people. And I hate that sometimes I forget how much I truly get from this. I get rooted back in my core and I feel grounded and I feel joy. And I love that. And it also got me, talking with my husband later. I was like, you know what? I love my people and I want to do something with community. And that conversation then turned into like, what am I doing with my life? And if he had $1 for every time he heard me give him a bright idea or tell him that I want community or tell him that I feel lonely and I want to change this and I want to do that, he would be the richest man on the planet. Because if that is not me in a nutshell, and it was funny because I always talk about my people, my people, my people, and wanting this sense of community and belonging and like, what am I going to do with my life and da da da. And he was like, what's really funny is when I went to go ask your parents to marry you, they told me that nothing is ever good enough in your eyes. Like you're always wanting more. You're always looking for something else. And I was like, another great thing about my people is sometimes they know me better than I know myself. And like these are things that I know about myself, but when you see the pattern over and over and over again, and then you get that perspective of, okay, he sees it, my parents see it, my friends see it, and they say it, and you're like, wait a minute, whoa, y'all have noticed that too? It was like a boop, light bulb moment. I was like, oh my gosh. Like I knew this about myself, but I didn't truly connect the dots and think that other people saw that too, I guess. I don't know. But I was like, wow, my people really do know me and they know me better than myself. If I wouldn't have, had that interaction with everybody, it wouldn't have led to this conversation. And now I'm here having this conversation with him. And it led me into a deeper conversation of what is this life? Anybody else have that like it's like once a month, I feel like for me. If you can't relate, like I props to you because I'm constantly looking for like what's going to bring me fulfillment? What can I change? How can I be better? And sometimes it gets exhausting. So props to you if you're not doing that all the time, but also like if you feel me, like snaps because I've never had just like let me chill and just be. I don't know how to do that. And the conversation that I was having with my husband, I was like, okay, so I I want to do this. And I want to make sure that I do it within this amount of time so that whenever we start this next phase of our lives, we're set up and I don't have to worry about like what the plan is going to be because it'll already be put in motion. And I like put these parameters on myself and I'm not even sure of exactly what the goal is for myself. And I'm like, vaguely, this is what I want to do because I want to own a bakery barkery. I want to be an event planner. I want to own a boutique. I want to be a professional organizer. I want to be an SLP. Like, okay, let's maybe not put these hard parameters on ourselves, reel it back in, and figure out exactly what the goal is, because I'm sitting here trying to make this like hard and fast plan for myself without even knowing exactly what it is I want to do. And I'm like trying to rush the process because I'm like, I think I want to go into the next phase of my life. And the next phase of my life would be potentially motherhood. And I want to have this foundation and always be prepared and set myself up for, what if I don't want to do my current job once I have a kid because I want more freedom? Okay, so I need to like jump on this entrepreneurial ship train and like ride it. Let's go. But I don't know what I want my entrepreneurial endeavor to be. And then at work, I get this new opportunity where they're asking me to train to be the SLP for the NICU. And I got excited about that. And I was like, wait a minute. But I was on the plan to do this whole entrepreneurial thing. I still don't know what I want to do. And I'm getting closer and closer to potentially one day becoming a mom in that next chapter of my life. What the heck am I going to do about that? Because now I need to put my attention towards being in the NICU. Hold on, back it up some. Again, why am I putting all these hard parameters on myself? Like I am like so structured into we do this and we do this and we do this. And y'all know the whole premise of this podcast is like get away from the status quo. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to break the rules. Do what is good for you now and stop trying to plan out everything to a T and stop trying to follow this rule system that you've set up for yourself or that somebody else has set up, because it's going to change. We evolve and we change as we go through life. So why am I so focused on trying to have this plan set and not being okay with just taking the ride as it comes? And this is something that I know about myself. I crave structure. I crave stability. I crave that need for like structure, stability. There's another word I'm trying to think of, and I can't think of it right now. Guarantee. I want that guarantee that how I'm envisioning my life is going to come true. And if anything that I've learned, it's not like that. We have to roll with punches because we can't plan out everything to a T. And I mean, I still don't know what I want to do with my life. I still don't know where I want to live or when I want to start a family or anything. And I have this like scarcity mindset. And I've talked about this a few times. A scarcity mindset of like, I need to do it at the perfect time because if I let it pass me by, I'm never going to do it. Or I won't have enough freedom when I go to try to do it. And I don't want to miss out on this and then have regrets. And while that's really great to always make sure that I'm going after the things that I want to do, I have to make sure that I truly want to do it and figure out exactly what that thing is that I want to do, because I have a vague idea, but it's not specific enough right now. And I'm pressuring myself to go ahead and jump forward and make that next chapter of my life occur. And it's not there yet. It's a bud. It's trying to grow and blossom, but it's not there yet. And I keep giving myself too much pressure to have it figured out and to have it perfectly planned. And that's just not how life works. And right now I'm kind of pivoting a little bit. And I thought I was going to dive deep on like entrepreneurship, but now I kind of want to dive deep on my already established career and, really learn about what the next phase of my actual career that I'm in right now is going to be like, with working with sick babies. Like, that's going to be really cool. I always want this change and this next big thing. Like, all of my people have noticed about me, and like, I guess I've noticed, but didn't put those two things together. And this is something that's going to change and be my quote unquote next big thing. But it's okay that I'm taking that pivot, because that's the direction that life is kind of taking me in right now. And that's a direction that I'm going to have to ride with before I go into, okay, I don't need to have this whole entrepreneurial thing figured out. And I don't even know if that's necessarily what I want. So why am I trying to pressure myself and get on that that hard and fast rule and timeline and get on that pathway, it's not ready yet. So I'm taking a break from that, trying to go with where life is taking me now and making that my next quote unquote big thing and enjoying it as it's happening rather than figuring out how it's going to give me what I want in the future. While that is important, I know as an Enneagram 6, anybody else, if you've done the Enneagram situation I've talked about and you are also a 6, you'll understand this. Stop thinking so much about the future and actually be present where my feet are because I'm always so focused on what I want it to be in the future. Yes, it's important to set ourselves up, but I'm not in a position where I'm like putting myself at risk for not being prepared at all. And I'm not in a situation where I hate what I'm doing and I need to drastically change it. I have to learn how to just be cool and be present where my feet are. And again, if you can relate to that, snap. We're figuring this stuff out together. 28 years on this earth, and I'm just putting these puzzle pieces together that I'm like constantly wanting something new and fresh and realizing that it doesn't have to be a drastic change from what I'm doing to get that feel of fresh and new. For the example that I was giving earlier, I'm still going to be an SLP. I'm going to be now working with babies rather than adults. Still medical, not play and language and all of that like I used to do, but it's giving me that little bit of change. And I think the change is important. It keeps us learning, it keeps us growing, but we don't need to go super drastic like I have been attempting to do, and putting that hard timeline on it is not necessary. Because I mean, let's be real, I never thought that I would be in any of the situations that I'm in right now. And if I would have tried to plan it out, it wouldn't have happened this way. Because it doesn't work like that. That's not how life works. I never would have thought that I would be in the job that I'm in. I never would have thought that I'd be in the type of marriage I'm in. I never would have thought that I got the puppy that I did when I got the puppy that I did. I never thought that I would be a person who travels as much as I do. We don't know. Now, we do have to try and work towards what those goals are, but those things were very specific, and I knew those. Now that I really think about it, I'm literally thinking of this right now in this moment. I knew that I wanted to travel a lot. And luckily, I've had the means to be able to make that happen. I knew that I wanted to have a puppy, and we worked towards making that happen. I knew that I wanted to be in the medical field. I worked towards making that happen. Those were very specific, known goals of mine. Now, the rest of these goals that I had these ideas, but I'm still grasping at straws trying to figure it out. So for now, we're pivoting with what we are going towards now and what we're working on now. And then if we end up going in the entrepreneurial direction with more specifics later on, then we'll get there. But again, I'm trying to roll with it and take what the people who know me best, their perspective, putting it in and taking that and understanding and helping that make me grow and not, getting down about it as like a negative thing, turning into a positive thing. Like, I just want to be constantly changing, constantly evolving. I don't need to have the next big thing, quote unquote, or I don't need to make a drastic change. Thank you for that perspective. Now I understand a little bit more about myself. And now I can kind of, take the smaller steps instead of drastic jumping ones, because we all know that that doesn't necessarily work either. Okay, I hope this was helpful. I hope that it made sense, because honestly, it was kind of all over the place, but I think I made it a little cohesive. I don't know. Tell me what you think on social media. Tag me so that I know you're listening, and give me your ideas of things that you want to hear and talk about. That is what we are here for, to learn about ourselves and to create a community where we are here going through the same stuff together. That's what I got for y'all today. Hope you're having a wonderful day, night, evening, wherever you are listening, whenever you are listening. Have a wonderful whatever. Till next time. Goodbye. Thank you so much for listening in. I hope you got a little inspiration to start taking steps towards whatever it is you've been wanting to try. If you love this episode, share it on socials and tag me. I'd love to hear how it helped you. And of course, we got to get the word out to the other women who are needing that little extra push like you and I do. Can't wait to talk to you soon.